Hey guys, and what is going on? Today I'm going to be streaming my finally, finest, it's not the finest, but Sanctuary Hill Settlement revealing. Now, before I go into it, I'd like to give you a little, I guess, tell you what was my reasoning behind the settlement and what I was aiming for. I'm very excited. I've owned this game for a few years. I've put a lot of hours into it, as well as I've started this game over numerous times. And maybe for you Fallout fanboys and girls, you'll understand why. Just because there's so much to do in this game, it seems like it's never ending. Yes, I've ran through it. I've defeated what was it, Minutemen faction, but it was just recently that I got into the crafting aspects of it, and I started doing some research and watching a lot of YouTube veterans on crafting, just learning some of the vanilla crafting glitches and some tricks. I was able to actually come up with some really cool and creative things. I did use some mods, and I'll probably when I upload them to my YouTube channel, I'm going to list some of the mods just for to show you what I've used to kind of create what's the word I'm looking for, to decorate my settlement. Now, first of all, I just want to say, look, I've seen a lot of videos, and there's a lot of good settlements out there, by far way better than mine. I'm just excited because I'm finally done, because the possibilities are unlimited. Like, you can do anything and everything. I've tried it all. I've done the walls, I've done the castles, but this game, the purpose of this game,
Yes?
it's post-apocalyptic. I want it to look old. I want it to look grungy. I've patched up walls, I've fixed floors, I've done roofs. I wanted to kind of avoid all that stuff. Did I fix minor things? Maybe a light fixture or two? Yeah. But the purpose of this video is to show you that Sanctuary Hill is a settlement, and that's what it's for. It has a marketplace. It has a power generator room. All the houses are complete to my liking. Could I have done more stuff to it? Absolutely. But there's only so much you want to do, and after a while, yeah, the frame rate is going to start looking pretty crappy after a while. So here is Nora, and Nora, my character, is the mayor of Sanctuary Hills. And as you can tell, you're just like, oh my god, that's boring, there's nothing to it. That's okay. I want to give you a tour of my settlement and my reasons behind it. I know this has been some time, the game's been out for a while, and some people are still working on their settlements, or they're still redoing it. I have yet to unlock all the settlements. I'm working on other settlements like Abernathy Farm, Red Rocket Inn. Do I think that I'm going to go full out on them? I don't know. I guess each settlement is going to be unique and different, and I'm just going to kind of go with the flow and see where it takes me. So here's my grand tour. So as you can see, I have not repaired the bridge. Oh, and if you do see some lag, it's just because of everything that's put into this settlement. Maybe some of the mods are causing it to look a bit laggy. So we're going to come up to the entrance here, and obviously, and for you veteran players that have played this game, and oh, before I start, yes, this is a very patriotic settlement. No, you will not get raided at the bridge, but for cosmetic reasons, I think just having some towers with some turrets on it just gives it a nice fresh look. And I tried to leave as many things in here and not scrap a whole lot of items, and try to use it in my settlement. So here we are. Let's wait till this two-headed Brahmin gets out of the way and my provisioner moves. So as we come here to the entrance, as you can see, I left the mailbox there. I just wanted to leave it there for looks, appearance, cosmetic reasons. Now here I did put these concrete walls, and I didn't really have to do a rug glitch. And if you want to know more about the rug glitch, I advise you to go to YouTube and look up Skooled Zone, Skooled. This guy that does this channel had put a series together of, it's called No Mod Shop Class, and his work is just phenomenal. It's just amazing. So I got a lot of ideas from him, but using the vanilla glitches here, I was able to do a few small things to really touch up the settlement. Now, of course, you're not going to see the Sanctuary Hill sign here, but I think I found this to be very impressive. So I just built this concrete tower, and behind these walls I put in a generator. I also had to set up a pylon, and I put a terminal in there because for some reason in this Bethesda game, if you just wire up a spotlight and come back to the settlement, they won't light up anymore. So you have to constantly disconnect the wire and connect them back up. But go to Skooled Zone channel. There's a video on how to fix the spotlight glitch. So as you can see, I had rug glitched these spotlights into the corner of these walls right here, and I did a wire glitch through there to the generators, as well as on this side here, and I put some turrets. I do like having a guard post here and somebody stationed there looking out of Sanctuary Hill. So yes, I do finally have street lights throughout the settlement. Now it took me a minute to figure out like how I wanted to wire it. Of course I had wires going parallel all the way down there, and I thought it was just kind of overrated. I wanted it to look a little different. So I decided, and I don't know why, I wanted to zigzag the wires. Alright, so my plan is to go through all these houses really quickly and kind of show you. In these homes, there were a lot of furniture already left there. I just pretty much reused them. Now that being said, not being further into the game since I've restarted this game 50 times, I don't know, I've actually lost count. I haven't really gotten all the picket fences magazines unlocked. Used most of my workshop contraption stuff. I just started building this settlement immediately as soon as I got into the game. So we're going to go into this first house. In each house I try to give it a generator, some lights, rearrange the furniture, and add things into the kitchen, living room as far as decorations, fix the bedrooms, and touch up the bathrooms. As you can see, I did not want to patch the holes in the roof, any of the walls, or the floors, or put any doors in it. This is post-apocalyptic theme. This is after the nukes dropped, and I wanted it to look as grungy as possible. Now there might be a few things in there I made that may look a bit modernized or contemporary, but all right, let's go into the first house. As you can see, and it looks like one of these AI has knocked over my stack of tires here because I actually picked these up and placed them and put them in a tire. Every carport, if I remember right, might have a light. And I tried to get a little creative and add tools. Now there is a mod that I use called OSC Decorative. Yeah, I'll have to place it or drop it down in the description. And these are static items, so these do not fall through surfaces. Oh, there's some tires there, but these were there by default, just left them there. So I kind of wanted to give it a garage feel, a gas canister, even though this vehicle will not be running, does not have wheels. Lay some tools on top. Alright, we'll continue to go inside this house. And I'll come back out here and stack these tires up again. Alright, oh, look, one of the AIs kicked a tire in my house. Alright, so as you can see in the living room, like I said, a lot of the furniture is already provided there, just in a very messy fashion, and I just like to pick them up and straighten them up. If there's nothing in here like a coffee table or television, I will place one in here if I feel it needs one. So with this mod, I was able to just decorate the coffee table a bit, and you can lay down items like flip lighters, ashtrays with cigars, gum, cigar box. I didn't really want to use the new lights I unlocked with the Picket Fence magazines. Kind of just wanted to keep it old, like if somebody was actually out there scrapping items and bringing it back to the settlements, or scavenging, excuse me. So if you just keep playing, put the hours in, you can collect a lot of stuff and just start mounting, like this Yo Guy head mount here, a little portrait, and then here's a little decorated shelves. Obviously I could not add more shelves here. This was a perfect spot, but I wanted to leave one hanging, you know. Alright, we'll come here to the kitchen, or the dining room, and what I like to do in the dining room is just pretty much use the same furniture, straighten them up, and place foods, beverages on top as much as possible. And as further I go into the game, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have more time, I can just come back and add more stuff to it, but it feels like it takes forever to complete anything just crafting alone. So I feel like Fallout 4 will be a game that will be played for the next 5-10 years or even longer. I enjoy this game very, very much. I did put a Nuka-Cola clock in here. And I love kind of touching up in the kitchens. Why did they have a sink in this kitchen? I have no idea, but I left it there. So you can add things like shelves and kitchen appliances. I decorated the stove here. I love adding food on these shelves, these displays. And I put this Slocum Joe's large coffee and jelly donut for $30. That's one expensive breakfast. All right. So moving on along, got another painting up here. Also, I was able to put this fire extinguisher up here using a mod. Now, I like to try to keep everything original. I like to play just using the vanilla crafting abilities and just the normal glitches that came with the game. But having these mods just add a very nice touch to it. So I came into the restroom here. I left the tub. Of course, it's going to be dirty as hell. That's going to be one nasty bath taken. And added a light fixture up here. I left this. I could have fixed this toilet, but hey, you know, it's after the war. So added some towels here. This particular house did not have a washroom. And here's a rad roach mount. And I kept this room simple. Yes, you see these light fixtures in this particular house. I did at one point using a rug and pillar glitch combination to fix these lights. And it was pretty neat, but then I noticed that some of these houses had tons of them and it was taking up a lot of my time. So this ceiling fan, unfortunately, you cannot scrap, but I just left it there for cosmetic reasons, and it's hideous. I get it. Yes, I know. And I left this as well and put a dirty mattress in there so a settler can come and rest in here. All right, moving along. So as you can see, I have a provisioner coming in, and I use my imagination as new settlers arrive into Sanctuary Hill. I wanted a small marketplace. So over here, I'm using the Sim Settlement mod. I think it's awesome. It's you just place a plot down, and what kind of plot you place down, and as soon as the settler arrives in your settlement or you assign it to that plot, they will build a either a store or a residential. You can do agricultural, you can do recreational plots, also Marshall. So I placed enough here so I can get at least one of each store in here. And forgive me if I do not remember. Okay, so this is the tailor. This is where you can buy clothing. Here's a weapons shop. And I love how the NPCs come in here and just start using the workstations, the workbenches here. It just brings everything to life here. This is fresh supplies. I believe this is, this might be produce. I believe this is junk. And my clinic is going to be back over here in this corner. And honestly, oh, armor. I believe this is armor, yes. So each plot you can actually provide power to it. And that's what I did with this little small marketplace. You know, it's a smaller settlement, so I mean, if I really wanted to, I could have really put forth a lot of effort into making a large marketplace, like in the other, oh, I cannot remember, Starlight Drive-In settlement. That's pretty massive. So alright, so over here I custom built a guard tower over these tree shrubs, or bush, whatever you want to call this. Yeah. Anyways, the reason behind that is because there are spawn points to where raiders, super mutants, or synths will raid your settlement. And coming across a couple videos, I've seen that a spawn point is over here, and I believe Oxhorn, if you go to his channel, he has a video on spawn points. I believe he's using a mod to kind of point it out, but this was an area that they will come try to raid your settlements. So I built this out of, I think it's the barn material. And you know, I try to get creative as much as possible. Sometimes you just kind of find your limits to what you can do. But I made sure I built this platform over the bush and had turrets facing outward, so it will defend my settlements. And I'm not sure why this is backwards. Maybe I can actually go into workshop mode and flip that around. Alright, so if you come up here, I put a guard post up here because I think it's just so cool that you have a settler looking above Sanctuary Hill. And too bad they're not sitting stationed right now. And no, I didn't really take the time to put any kind of armor uniform on them. Will I? Maybe, yeah, of course. Will I arm them? Possibly. And I put these construction lights here just for looks, but the light will not come emit down to the ground here, but I think it just looks really unique. Alright, moving on forward, we're going to come here. So when you first start Sanctuary Hills, there's a lot of burnt out vehicles. And if you look to the right here, there were a lot of tires in this bathtub. Well, I didn't want to scrap them. I wanted to do something really creative. Even though that you do not have kid settlers in this game, but I believe you can download a mod for that. But I was just using my imagination, and I wanted to put some lights on this vehicle, and I placed these tires down so the kids can come in here and pretend that they're driving a vehicle. And I put one here in the trunk too, if somebody wanted to plop back there and use it as a seat. And yes, I left the speed limit signs in here. Alright, so just imagine a world of Mad Max or Borderlands where everything's just rusted and burnt down, and you have weeds and grass growing out of the cracks. I mean, this is probably more plant life you'll see in a post-apocalyptic world. Should be just dry, dead, desert-like, but alright, we're gonna come to our second house. And I tried to remember putting empty milk bottles here just because at one point in time there was a milkman delivering milk. Alright, we will walk into this doorway, and the same concept is applied here. All this was here. I just like to pick it up, rearrange it, and tidy it up. Over here on the bookshelves, I managed to be able to squeeze in a shelf right here and put a little decoration. Alright, here's the kitchen, and this kitchen is missing a oven and stove. But still, I did my best to kind of decorate it. And in this house, one of the chairs I don't believe you could have reused. So I used 3 and put 1 plate of food out there with some beer. And obviously this homeowner loves his alcoholic beverages. Or it could be root beer, whatever your imagination wants to lead you to. I did add this bar because he likes his alcohol. And of course, after time, you can pick up scavenge items out there to place things. So I did decorate the walls a bit, added this old burnt up vase with flowers. I left the holotape player, and I put this Juke and Jive, the life of every party decoration. As we come back here to the hallway, there's another portrait, and this one has a washer and dryer room, but it's missing one of the two, dryer or washer. I do not remember, but I did throw this Abraxo cleaner on top here. I tried to remember to put mops and buckets in, some clothes and towels. And if you really like your privacy and you want to take a shower, sorry, this place has no wall. And at one point I did put a wall up here, and it was really fun. It was a little challenge to do, but it was cool that you have the ability to do that. But as well, I came in here and tidied up the bathroom a bit, and this bathroom does not have a vanity mirror. There is a video if you go to School Zone and watch Vanity Mirror. I forget what he titled it, but the way he did it was very interesting. And I left this desk here. All I did was kind of rug glitch this lamp over the terminal and placed a few items on top to make it look like this guy was an office type worker. Alright, as you can see, I have not even unlocked that safe, and I left the booby trap there. Why not, right? And over here, these are original. I left that as well. These filing cabinets are original, left that as well. Now, there was a table in this house, and I didn't really have to rug glitch this in there. They have half tables in your workshop, but I wanted to rug glitch this into the wall so I can make it look like a half table. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's halfway sticking out the wall outside. But I think it was just fun to do. It was a nice touch. We're going to go into this bedroom here, left the dressers, a few items here. I like how they have these brittle looking old posters just on the walls. Now here is my most contemporary looking furniture, but I tried to keep it rugged. And if you're wondering how I did it, go to the School Zone channel and watch his No Mod Class series, and he will show you how to make a double bed. Now, I have not made the bed like him. I don't like trying to replicate other people's work. So I did this on my own, outside of the house, of course. It just makes it a lot easier. And this is 2 beds blended together with a couch for the headrest. And I added these lights because originally in this room there was a king size mattress or queen size mattress with 2 lights on it. Just it's not as bulky as these lights, but I wanted to see if I was able to replicate it, and I'm happy with what I've come up with. Here we have another decorated poster, a lit up poster, Total Power by Boston for Boston. Alright, we are going to move along. Now, let me see. I guess I will go across the street here. Now this little building here has one purpose and one purpose only. This is the power generator room. And I was finally able to unlock a fusion core generator. This produces 100 power. That's a lot of juice. But this is actually lighting up all the street lights in Sanctuary Hill. So it was kind of looking really bland in here, with, sometimes it's using the vanilla crafting items in here. It can be very boring. That's why I do enjoy using just a few of the mods. I'm not a real big fan of the cheap mods or anything. I like to decorate things and craft a lot of items and play as much as I can using the original things. So just to be a little creative, I added some toolbox here, some tables, or whatever you want to call these cabinets. Just a little bit. I mean, I could have really probably went all out and added more shelves and decorations, but it seems like the more and more I add, the laggier it gets. Let's close this door. Alright, we're going to come to this house. And as you can see, all my houses has a American flag in front of them, and I had the choice to either choose a flag that was just hanging or blowing, but I couldn't make up my mind. I just kind of like the way this looks. So, this house has 3 empty milk bottles. Coming in here, I rearranged a lot of the furniture in here. And if I remember right, I don't know if this coffee table was actually in this house, but you can just go into your workshop and drop one. So I put an overdue book for looks, a newspaper, added a Mirelurk King head mount, American flag, and this kitchen is one of the smallest kitchens I've probably ever seen, but still I did what I could and added some items on top to really fill it up a bit. Left the refrigerator, and there was items in there I never touched. Okay, so yes, there was not a table in here, so I added a different type of table with 2 chairs and some food, and decorated a bit. Here's some decorations, some books on the shelves as well over here. As we're moving along here, here's the restroom. Oh, look, the coat rack just fell through the one room. And I'm going to leave it just because, why not? This one does not have a vanity mirror, but I did what I could to kind of fix it up a bit. And I'm not sure if you would like leaves between your toes while you're showering, but alright, we're going to come into this next room. So for a while there, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. I actually had this into a little storage room, And then more settlers came into my settlement, and I was just like, all right, I'm going to turn it into a small bedroom. And I guess his theme would be he likes to hunt. And just threw some head mounts in there, and there's no furniture, so he just likes to lay there and look at his collection. Alright, coming into the next bedroom. This light fixture was there. I did not scrap it, even though it does not light up. I just wanted to keep it there, and I think it adds a nice touch. A little picture frame. I did put 2 beds in here. Of course, you know, everybody's got to wake up in the morning and start doing their post-war chores and farm. Now this house had a patio. Coming from the front, there is a picket fence gate. And I wanted to do something really neat and add these oil lamps down the sidewalk or walkway, and at night this place actually looks pretty neat. And if I don't scroll, it's probably going to get dark here, so you're going to probably see a lot of this in the dark, so I tried to, oh, my apology. Don't know what happened there. So I left everything as is here. The little weed eater, I just left it there, moved the grill, put some more oil lamps, and I just kind of cleaned up the patio. And maybe this is a couple that likes to come out here and enjoy a cup of Joe and enjoy the dead trees and cook out here as well. Sorry for, I apologize about that. My connector is picking up my commands, and since I'm in the middle of this already, I'm just going to continue on with this. So instead of using what was available, I wanted to create my own guard post. And as you can see, I put 2 turrets facing this bridge area over towards, heading towards the vault, because this settlement does get raided from that direction. And over here I put some generators to power up some spotlights through the wall. And I put this guard post here so it looks really neat when a settler is there on duty looking out. And here are the spotlights. And it's neat seeing a settler just looking out, protecting the town. Now, I have done a lot of work and built walls before, and it's just a preference. I like seeing settlements, and some of the settlements I have a feeling I'm going to put walls in them, but you know, with manpower and defense, I think I should be good. And coming to this house, same thing. I put some tools. This is actually another mod. I'll list that on YouTube. And you can put shelves with hardware, chems, looks like components, oil. I put a broom and a bucket up here, and I just try to imagine maybe these cars will have a chance to be renovated in the future. So I left all these cars in the carports. So this individual or family likes to grill as we move along. And here we go. I just pretty much cleaned up. I added this shelf and put some books in there with some decorations. This one had a TV as well. I left the painting there as if they had just moved in and they were thinking about where to mount the painting. Obviously it would probably be here, but instead of scrapping it, I just left there. Now, I did not put any food here. That'll probably be a future project, and just throw some meat down there with some beverages. Now, yeah, I mean, this kind of looks sloppy, but you know what? I'm here to build and have fun and just make it look okay, and hell, who knows, maybe a settler decided he wanted to drill a hole right here, right through this kitchen cabinet to fix a light fixture, you know? Added some food, left the refrigerator there, left the items in there as well. Alright, coming to the back bedroom areas and the bathroom. Now this desk is here originally. I left this here, I left the boxes there because this is where Settler comes in and does his office work. But as you can see, there is a terminal and it is not powered up. But this is where they're going to come and do their business. Maybe they're a salesperson, maybe they got to do a budget, keep track of their records, you know. But I ended up rug glitching this lamp over the desk and rug glitching this terminal in there to make it look more like a computer was laying on top of it. And you do what you can, right? And oh, I do apologize, this room needs a light, and there's a light on this dresser, and I was trying to think of a way to add a light here without scrapping this dresser, because once you scrap it, this lamp right here will disappear. So if you have any ideas, maybe you can throw some suggestions down there on my YouTube channel, which is going to be youtube.com/user./AUDIOSEYO, because I've seen tons of videos. There are a lot of creative people out there, trust me. It's just a matter of how much time you want to spend in settlement building. Well, since I started this revealing early in the day, now you're going to get to see what it kind of looks like at night. And moving along, I'll tell you what, we're going to go over here to the, this is what I call the workshop area, because a lot of your crafting tables are going to be here. I do a lot of my crafting here. So here, I would like to stand in front of my sign here. So that's my gamer tag for anybody that wants to join me on Xbox Live. It's called Chiseos, but the Z is actually lowercase if you're searching for me. And yes, there are spaces in between Chiseo. But this is my garage. So here's my workshop station. Here in this ice cooler bin, I usually craft a lot of meats and foods, and I place them all in here just because of the weight carry. Over here, I kind of put some containers down. I put a lot of my vegetables and my fruits here for settlements that may need it. Here, I put a lot of my necessary resources in here. Now, in Fallout, there was a duplication glitch that came naturally with the game. It's not a mod, and if you just take the time to duplicate resources, but I do have a lot of scrap in my workshop that I've collected over time. But this does come in handy when you're lacking some resources. Over here, I had made some syringe ammo, and I haven't really used a syringe in this game just yet. Alright, we'll come here. I did place an ammunition workbench. I had this steamer trunk out here because I was putting heavy weapons in here to kind of mod. I always put a footlocker underneath most of my workbenches, because if I collect them, then I can go in there and kind of customize them to my liking. This is a weapons workbench. I got a locker for any additional miscellaneous things I collect. Another footlocker. This one, I believe I put all melee weapons, and I put a mannequin here just because I'm collecting the Raider armor suit, and I think it's just awesome. I need to get a bustrist or a heavy, I don't believe it's heavy, but I'm going to get another bustrist armor mod here, and I have to find another leg piece. I do have a armor workbench, same thing with Foot Locker down here. I added these tool displays, and in time, as I collect the tools, I like to display the different types of tools. Now you're really limited to what you can put up there. I pretty much have everything that you see that you find in the game right here. There might be another saw that might be missing. Over here is an item creation workbench. This is really fun to have. You can create weapons, clothing, gloves, face apparel, helmets. I just like to have that in there when I want to get creative. I have a power armor station crafting thing. This was actually original, so I just left this here. And I haven't really went out there looking for all the power armor suits just yet. But I did put a toolbox over here. So if somebody's coming here to work on the power armor, they can just reach over here and grab whatever tools they need. I do have a chem station right here, and next to it I got a chem box, or a wooden crate box. And I place all my grenades in here. And for all you veteran players, yes, this floor jack is original, and I left it there. So coming into here, this place really did not have anything, just couches and a coffee table, and I left the radio here. Put American flag, some books on the shelf, a little bit of decorations, did the same thing with the kitchen table, added this war machine, let's prepare ours display here, and I just decorated the kitchen to the best of my ability, because I do try to imagine, and God forbid that it would ever happen to us, or we would go into a nuclear war. I kind of imagine what it would look like. Nothing would look new. And if I could find a way, this light is really nifty here on this wall. Man, this would be so cool if you can get that light to just light up over the stove. I did rug glitch this jukebox into the wall, and you will see a little bit coming out the back, but if you just place it without the rug, it's going to be sticking out, I don't know, a few inches from there, and it just looks very awkward. Oh, one of my lights went out. I will have to fix that. Here is a bathroom. It's another light went out. I will come back and fix that. It's kind of decorated, is it? All right. And here, I turned this into a little chem / study research office. I was able to put a shelf up there, put some chems and decorations, beakers, and really kind of just give it that feel as if somebody's doing some scientific research in here with a small area. And decorated the desk. With one of the mods, you're able to place magazines on top. Put some chems on the little lip there of the window. And as you can tell, I did a pillar glitch and a rug glitch as well. No, actually I just did a rug glitch to get this terminal blended into this desk as well as this light. And added a few more items here. Alright, moving along across the street. This is Nora's house. As you can see, I play Nora, the character. Uh-oh, there we go. And I made Nora the mayor of Sanctuary Hill. And I placed these little miniature flags out here with the Fallout Boy fan, Fallout Boy statue, as well as female, and decided to, I promise you guys, that's supposed to be a letter R, and it looks like it's not even lit up, so it's Mayop. So we're going to come into Nora's house. As you can see, a lot of this stuff is original. And there was no coffee table in here, but they did have an ottoman and just kind of tidied it up a bit. Left the holotape player, decorated a bit, put the little two-headed Ragstat mount there, and there was a fireplace here. So I took one of these little forgive me for not remembering the names of these crafting items, but I kind of rug glitched this underneath to kind of look like if that fire pit was lit, and it adds a very nice little touch to it. As you can see, I left all this air. The painting is crooked and I like it being crooked, so I left it. Added some liquor on this bar. The bar stool is original, and a lot of these kitchen items that you will find in the game on the floor, all you have to do is just place them up here, and it adds a nice touch. Left the refrigerator alone, added some food on the table. This little broken globe is original, just placed it on top of that shelf. And throughout the gameplay, you'll find tons of magazines. I decided to put 2 displays because they already got filled in. And so I was running out of room, and I was like, all right, you know what, when I'm on the crapper, I need to read something. So I added this as well. And Nora's bathroom, pretty decent when you first come into Sanctuary, so didn't really have to do a whole lot here. And this washroom does have a washer and dryer. Alright, so that is the washer and this is the dryer. And I tried to decorate a bit, nothing too fancy in here. I added a bobblehead display, and I'm 4 away, yeah. Almost complete. No, actually there's going to be more on top of here. I apologize. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this room, and I decorated Sean's room. I wanted to keep some things in here original. Why does Sean have adult clothes in here? I don't know. I just threw it in there because I think we're limited to what we can put on there. So I'll put some hats in here to kind of decorate it. Another shelf, but seems like I forgot to place some stuff on here. So a little bookshelf with books. I got the little special book laying on top here. Alright, got his bed. I just kind of tidied up a bit. And this tricycle was actually outside in front of Nora's house, and I just picked it up and dropped it on the floor in here. And here's Nora's room. This is where I come place a lot of my items. There might be specific weapons in here that I like using that I place in this suitcase. I got a foot locker, and this foot locker has all the legendary weapons and armor pieces that I've found. Of course, she's spoiled, so I like to put a clean bed in here. Got me a ceiling fan light. Came into her closet and decorated a bit. This locker has some different unique types of armor. I like to have a display in here to change it up every now and then. And obviously when you first start the game, you're always kind of supporting the leather armor. There are other things in here as well. And if you remember right, she had a desk in here. So I guess Nora likes to come in here and sit down and write journals, stories, novels. And in my desk, after reading all my notes, I put all my notes in here. And I put a safe down here to put all my holotapes that have been completed, or that are kind of irrelevant or don't need to carry them in my inventory, you know. I put this toolbox down here, and I haven't really used it for anything, just in case I need the additional space for anything. Here I tried to put clothing, and it's not full, but there's just some neat clothing in here that I put. Over here, let me turn on my Pip-Boy light for you, is a small display of pipe pistols, and I got the alien blaster here. But when you first start, I love pipe pistols. I love the way they look. I think they're just so neat. These are just different calibers. This is a single shot 38. I turned this into an automatic. It's one of my favorite automatics to use. Here's my 308 pistol. I believe this was my 50 caliber pistol. I mean, there's so many different variations that you can do. It's nuts. I decided to add a rifle here. I can't remember if this was a 38 or 45 caliber. Same thing with here. I just kind of wanted to touch it up a bit. Here's my 45 caliber pistol that I've custom built. And I might just put another pipe pistol here. I just put that Alien Blaster up there just for looks. And there's not much to her backyard. There was a patio, not a patio, but there's a patio table and 2 chairs. Kind of cleaned it up back there. So now you're getting a tour. Oh, look. Is that Mama Murphy? She's probably stoned out of her gourd, just looking into the universe here. And man, there's so many stars here. I live in Houston, and you can't see any stars here. All right, moving on along. There was a car here. I really didn't put any tools on the walls or any next to this vehicle. I just left it alone. Here we had a few extra plots, and it took me forever. Like, what do I want to do next? And this is what I came up with, a very small armory of mine. So I put this poster up. It says, "Your country needs you." And there's a gentleman in a power armor. Enlist. So, as you obviously can probably predict, ta-da! Now, since this is an armory, I wanted to make sure this was stocked with armor, helmets, ammunition. On these shelves, I got some more stuff over here. And then I was like, what can I do in here? I was like, all right, when I start collecting these power armor suits, I will put crafting power armor stations and a display. And so I guess my final work will be displayed here. But at least if you put some power armors in these stations, I can actually slowly build them. But just to give a nice touch, you know, every station needs a toolbox, a little workstation. Same thing over here. And coming to this side, there's another toolbox, some more stations, work tables. I did find 2. I know where I can get a few more. Now, here's my heavy weapons. And these display racks are actually part of Fallout 4. I have not did any special modifications. I wanted these here for display purposes. I think it just adds a nice touch. I did modify my junk jet, and I did find this targeted quad barrel missile launcher. And I thought this wall in the back was just too plain and dry. So I don't really use these weapons a lot, but I have picked them up along my journeys and these quests. They do look nice, and I thought I would put some weapons up here for decorations. And it does add a nice touch to the back wall here. Alright, we're going to move along outside this armory. Let's close this door. And we're getting there. Hey, Mr. Codsworth. So there was another house here. Yes, you know, I did spend a lot of time doing adding doors, but then I took them out. I didn't want the doors. I mean, yes, a lot of this is exposed. And if you're going to come to Sanctuary Hill, you can kiss your privacy goodbye. Coming in here, added some decorations. I like that this was still up there in the game, burnt up. And tidied up the living room here. Added some stuff on the coffee tables. This radio. Power to the TV. Tidied up the kitchen, the dining room here. Tidied up the bar, the kitchen. There's absolutely nothing in this kitchen. It's very small. This was actually a part of a mod. You can add stuff in here. I just left it there. Is it going to be useful? Maybe, maybe not. I put a lot of my beverages in my workshop anyways. Added some food here. This one has a washroom without a washer and dryer, but I decided to add a few decorative items as well. Again, this house has no wall, so if you're going to take a shower, you better make sure that curtain is closed. And everyone in Sanctuary Hill are friendly people, so they're not crazy. They're not going to be snooping in your windows. Added a light fixture. And these are original. That safe is actually original. I just wanted to leave it there. So we'll move on to this next bedroom.
Mom, a moment perhaps?
Uh-oh. Codsworth wants to talk to me. I guess while I'm here, I will... Sure.
Sure, Codsworth. What's up?
Oh, just a little something I'd like to get off the old proverbial chest. I just want to say what an honor it is for me to accompany you. You've no idea the horror these past 2 centuries have wrought. The initial destruction, not knowing if you and your family were all right. It was a relief just to find the entrance intact.
I'm sorry, Codsworth. It was so sudden. Not even time for goodbyes.
Not a single worry, Mum, as I shared your priorities completely. Family safety first, above all else. And yes, while it was hard at first, I was able to eventually move on. At first it was the work, busying myself day and night, and believe me, there was plenty of it. But eventually the work became light chores. What truly saved me was my memories, Mum. Memories of you and the hubby, young Sean. Of your love and kindness. I soldiered on, fueled by hope that one day, if not you and the husband, that Sean, or perhaps Sean's children, would one day emerge.
I'm glad you stuck around.
I'm just going to try to skip through this.
You don't know how good it is to hear you say that. I just wanted you to know how much I consider you family. I may be a mere robot to some, but I do hope you've come to see me as more.
I consider you to be family too, Codsworth. We're in this world for the long haul. Together.
Miss Morris, you don't know how wonderful it is for me to hear that. I feel completely recharged. Well, enough blither-blather from me. Let's get back to it, shall we?
Alright, I do apologize for the interruption. You do enough crafting in Sanctuary Hill, and if he's around, eventually you'll unlock his your companion perk with him. And I apologize for not moving my webcam in. Actually, I tried to disable it during my revealing. I just wanted to show you the settlement. But here's the bedroom. Of course, this stuff here on the wall was original. I did add this light here. And it looks like Preston Garvey is sleeping in this house. Alright, we will move out.
Rather be off murdering a pint, but this'll do.
And here's Kate. She is a hot mess, but you can actually turn her life around eventually once you start doing more quests. Now, there's another car here, and I actually think I want to place some more tires in here and add some lights for more kid settlers, just to use my imagination, you know. They are trying to rebuild life itself, you know. And if I missed anything behind these houses, it's just because I don't think there was anything back there. So I added this grill, and yes, I left the mailboxes that are actually not useful in here. Alright, we're going to move in here, and some of these houses I may have left the milk bodies out, and for those who remember, yes, this couch was here originally. Just kind of tidied it up, added some stuff on the table, a newspaper, added some decorations on the wall, put some plants over there this time instead of picture frames, dirty water, some fruit, and I added this bookshelf. And obviously there is no kitchen. I mean, there is, but there's like nothing to it. So man's got to eat, or the woman's got to eat, right? So I decided I was going to change up, and I tried to change the types of foods that I put on each table so it doesn't be a little bit too repetitive. Some more decorations here. And yes, since these walls aren't flat, you're going to see a little bit of the stuff blending into the textures or the meshes. So washer and dry room, and there is no washer and dry room. But hey, you work with what you have and just place items there to kind of make it look neat. There's a bathroom, and it's exposed as usual. And yes, you have a carpenter, plumber, or electrician just drilling holes through the walls because they just don't give a damn. Alright, coming here. This room did have these dressers. They're original. Added a bed, light fixture, and got this settler here sleeping and very well exposed to the outside world. And yes, if you really wanted to, you can actually put a wall there to patch up these holes. Again, I just like the old grungy look coming into this room. Maybe I should add an extra light fixture here. I don't know, it's kind of dull, but it's not too bad. And there was another desk in here, so I kind of decorated this a bit, add some items to the top. So he likes to read the Live and Love magazines. He could be a story writer, or storyteller, news writer, whatever your imagination takes you, you know. And I left this here as well. It's all original. And I know we're getting closer to the end of my settlement. And before I go any further, you know, I've seen a lot of Sanctuary Hill settlement builds, and very, very impressive builds. Some of these people probably spent years doing it. Me, being that I quit and start all over a lot, I probably could have done way more to it, but the motive behind this is it's a settlement. I wanted to keep it simple, you know. Now, I've seen a lot of cool tree houses, and I thought about building a tree house around this tree. And then I started thinking, no, I don't want to do that. But I do get raided from this side of the settlement, and they'll run up here on this hill and come through here. So I wanted to build some type of tower that can hold my turrets up there and protect it at all angles. And we're going to come up here, and I did place little metal foldable chairs, so if a settler comes there, they can have a look out and scream from the top of the lungs to say, hey, we're being attacked. Or I could have put a siren in here, but you know, you could do so much things. I put this barrel up here in case it was a cold night and the settlers are getting cold. They can just come over here and kind of warm up, and they can sit across from each other and have conversations. These oil lamps are kind of lighting up the area to kind of be a guide for the settlers when they come up here. And here's another turret facing that direction over the motel that I will give you a tour of here in a second. So my defense is decent. It does the job. If I do get attacked, Sanctuary is pretty much covered and defended very well. All right. Oh, I don't want to forget this. So every settlement needs water and it needs food. And so using a pillar glitch, I took a generator and I kind of glitched this into the ground because these things are so bulky and they're not the prettiest things to look at. But yeah, I kind of just buried it into the ground so I had power to go to this pump. And here is my garden. I did not want to do it on the ground just because when you're trying to plant the melons and gourds on the ground, they are not flush and it's very obvious they stick up from the ground. So you have the ability to place these plots with fertilizer on them. And I wanted to give this settlement a little bit of every produce. You got carrots, you have corns, you have watermelons, you have a mut fruit, potatoes. Over here I put gourds, and I got razor grains and some more potatoes and corn over there as well. Now, I thought it would be really neat to rug glitch a table into the tree and put these candles down. I think it's just like a moonlight romantic place to sit and chit chat with a branch swaying back and forth, hitting the settler in the head, I guess. Yeah, something like that. These oil lamps, I think it's just perfect, adds a nice touch to the garden. Alright, so let's go back to this house. This house did have a patio table out here with chairs. A lot of this stuff was original. There were some bottles here, but I just scrapped them and added this, moved this grill over here. Alright. And behind a lot of these houses, I either pillar glitched these generators into the ground or I rug glitched them into the wall because they're very bulky. I didn't want them out and about, and it does provide a little bit of protection from your settlements being raided, but that's okay. I left this little car here. It's just so neat. I just imagine like a little boy or girl coming in here and just getting in there and just maybe flying away. I'm not sure, whatever they want to do. So coming into this last house of the settlement, I just pretty much took all this furniture in here and rearranged everything, added some static items on top to decorate it. And this TV is cutting out. I've never seen it cut out before, or it looked like it did for a second. This display, when you first come into the house, is you scrap it. But if you add another display, which I did, I added some stuff here. And for some reason, my baseball that I placed in here is missing. Oh great, so I might have to come back in here and move this display case and see if it fell through the floor. And I added some wall decorations and came into the kitchen. This kitchen is not the best looking kitchen. This wall is like collapsed in, so I added some decorations here. I did not place anything in this fridge, and this door was supposed to be closed anyhow. Alright. So, kind of put a coffee mug here with the newspaper, some coffee, and my settler just glitched out of the game. How cool was that? And this family, if there's a family that lives in here, loves meat. Alright. There's not much I could have done with these shelves here because it's really hard to place items here. But I did what I could. Coming down into this back room, here is the bathroom. And yes, most of your bathrooms, you know, probably have a plunger in it for those nasty deuces being dropped in the toilet. This toilet wasn't there, so you can actually add a toilet. And what I've discovered about these toilets is they don't go flush into the walls, so you might have to rug glitch these. I don't think I rug glitched that one into it, but... Alright, moving along. There was a kid's room in here as well, and a lot of this stuff was original. I just came behind and added a few little items on the floor, so if the toddler or the infant's down there, he's got something to play with. He's got a few additional models up there to play with. It's a very small kid's room. And here's the parents' room. Got two beds in here. Oh yeah, I hope I find Sean too, sir. And so put a TV in here as well, because there was a TV on a dresser back there. Kind of decorated it up a bit. You see, as I was explaining earlier, there's these light fixtures, and these light fixtures are repairable if you want to take the time and do it. It can be done. It takes a little patience. Oh yeah, I added this light here to display the shelves. I think I added one over here as well. Now, every settlement requires settlers to be happy, so I advise you to throw in some kind of recreational plot if you're using the Sim Settlements mod, or just create something as far as a bar, throw some tables and chairs down to keep your settlers happy. But coming to this plot,
You just say the word.
I used a Sim Settlement plot, and it's a recreational. So a settler comes in here, and this is what generally... Well, actually, it doesn't look like this at first, and as it upgrades, they add more stuff to it. I actually think this is a lot better, and I have a feeling that
Another day in the Commonwealth.
in time that this recreational area will be a lot bigger. I think the fountain will actually get bigger. So, little bench. I like this little swing. It's a very nice touch. Hi, Piper.
Another day in the Commonwealth.
Yes, it is another day in the Commonwealth. And she's lighting up the place. I did add a fishing dock, and we will go down there momentarily. So I had an additional plot, and I could not figure out what I wanted to do with this plot. And I was like, come on, I can think of something. Do I want to do another house? And I was like, no, because I'm going to have more and more settlers come into my settlement. And I'm going to eventually run out of space to put beds. So I was like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? A motel. It's a 1-star motel because the amenities in here is horrible. And yeah, it's your typical motel. So I did put a little patio out here for the customers to come out here and listen to some radios, tunes. I think this is Diamond City, and I put a table out here if somebody wants to have a cheap continental breakfast that they get in here. And you're gonna love my continental breakfast. It's absolutely nothing. All right, so here is the front desk. This is where a settler is supposed to stand, and I tried to put a store here somehow so they could, and it just was not working for me. I tried. So here's your continental breakfast: a milk vending machine, a Nuka-Cola vending machine, and ice machine. Absolutely. I guess if you want to get some food, you're going to have to go somewhere else. I did place some items in here, so there's really not more medical emergency stuff for settlers that come in, but no food. So yeah, that's why I call this my 1-star motel, and the amenities are horrible. I got a little lounge waiting area. This is the only modern light in this house. Why I put that there? Just because I think it looks cool. Little chairs, and some televisions, and none of these TVs play anything. So, upstairs on the second floor are 3 areas. I did my best to... I couldn't even put doors for these rooms. That's how difficult or challenge. And I'm sure if I get online and do a little bit more research, and there's a way. I know there's a way. But if you want to go to one room, you have to go up these stairs, and voila! This is what a motel room's like. Absolutely nothing. They have nothing. They might have a TV in here with basic cable. I mean, like nothing on television. But I decided to add multiple beds in here for more settlers, as if you was booking a room with 2 beds, twin size beds. All right, coming over here would be another room, and what sucks is I should have made this a little bit larger, but hey, I'm working with what I got. You can come in here, you can actually jump up there and put some more beds. 4 beds actually, so I guess this would be for more of a family that's looking for a place to stay. Even if it's a motel, I know these settlers will probably be staying here for a while, unless I decide I wanted to move them. And here's the other room. It's literally access to the room and you're out. That's it. So I can't give my motel a 5-star rating because it's not a 5-star motel. And each of the rooms do not have a bathroom, so they have to come out here and take a dump or take a leak out into these outhouses. And at night, these little lamps, lanterns, just add a very nice touch. As you can see, it emits through there, so it's pretty neat.
They be constantly trying to kill us, but the Commonwealth never lacks for excitement.
Oh yes, there's always excitement in the Commonwealth. All right. Before we go to the fishing dock, we're going to come over here. I just wanted to go over a little bit. If I ever do, at one point, get some children settlers in this settlement, they will have somewhat of a playground to play in. Unfortunately, they just won't be able to swing. Maybe they can just grab the chain and hang on for dear life and just swing back and forth. I don't know. But I'm sure, being a child, they will have a great imagination. I did forget, I did try to patch up the picket fences, and it's very challenging, very difficult. Maybe if you do a pillar glitch and grab these fence posts, you can probably try to bury them further into the ground. It's gonna take a lot of your time, so I do plan on playing this game for a very, very, very long time, so I may do that. And here's an example of what I did with one of the generators, and I tried to get it in here by this wall so it wouldn't be too exposed out here in the dining room area or the bedroom. You will see a little bit in the restroom, but you can just take a rug and glitch this into the wall. If you're wanting to know how to do the rug glitch, the pillar glitch, go to School Zone channel in the No Mod Shops class series, and he does a deep dive into how all that works, and let me tell you, his videos are great. I give him a lot of credit for it. He does take the time and put a lot of work into his settlements, and I gotta say, he does phenomenal work, just great work. Alright, so I did add a scavenging plot here, so scavengers can come here and collect scrap, so I can do additional things to the settlement. But honestly guys, I think I'm happy with it. I've done a lot of different things. I've experimented with a lot of different things. I've actually took the time to repair the houses. And after playing this game for so many hours and starting this game over so many times, and really, you know, look, this story is based after the nukes dropped. Plant life, there's not going to be any plant life. I mean, it's just dead grass here, dead trees, you know, you got radiated water. I wanted to keep it original, you know, it's after the war, you know, everybody's trying to survive and rebuild. So that's just a preference of mine. But if you go on YouTube, you're gonna see like these huge massive castles all built out of concrete. You're gonna see settlements that's gonna have every workshop contraption, crafting items in there, and they're just beautiful, they're great. A lot of people put a lot of work into them, and I give everybody credit for their hard work, because this, you know, being a dad, I have 2 daughters, I'm married, you know, this takes a lot of your time. You know, look at Minecraft. Oh my God, I can't even imagine playing Minecraft. This is like Minecraft for adults. At least that's how I feel. Just because I love the Fallout titles. And I am streaming Fallout 76 right now, so that's going to be a very long gameplay and walkthrough. I should have done Fallout 4, to be honest with you, and I actually am thinking about starting over or starting a new character. I think that's the best route. Start a new character and play it on survival mode and stream it on Mixer. You know, I enjoy this game very much. Fallout 76, I'm trying to enjoy that game the best that I can, but I'm not going to a rant about that. But out here, there was some benches. That bench actually does not look flat, so I may have to come back here and make some adjustments. But I put a grill out here, and this actually looks. It doesn't look flush, so I will make the adjustments, come back here and fix that, but I wanted to show you this. And I did put a barrel out here, so if it does get chilly out here, you can come over here and just warm up a bit. And there's so much potential for this small lake, I guess, sanctuary lake, with the little stream that goes around the whole island or peninsula that you want to call it. And I was like, man, I got to do something with this. I really need to find something to do with this. And I was like, okay, I'm going to build a dock. Why not? Let's do a Far Harbor Distant Sanctuary hill. So I put some crates and barrels out here. It's got the nets. I put some crab lobster cages out here, and I'm not sure if you're going to catch any of that. Maybe some mutated crawfish. Yeah, I don't know. So on the pier or dock here, I put some buoys out there, just, you know, just for decoration. And I teed it off because if you come to the right of the dock, and you'll see little fish racks laid all on the side. Gotta have a little lifesaver in case somebody drowns in this 2 feet of water. I put a chair out here, bucket full of fish and a fishing pole. And maybe they'll catch some perches or brims or small fish. I don't know. They can just drop the little cages out here and try to catch some lobsters. I seriously doubt that because this is a lake. I'm going to say crawfish. Yeah, we'll say crawfish. And over here I decided to lay some racks that's drying out hide. I would think to make leather armor because I'm a really big fan of leather armor. I decided I was going to run with the metal chest piece here because I didn't want the heavy leather armor, but I really do like this combination, and I do have the ballistic weave, so I'm pretty... my defense for my character, my damage resistance is pretty high, so, and I do add the damage resistance perk as well as an energy resistance perk to my character, but I'm trying to get back to level 109 in a previous game. Same over here. Now, as further down here, yes, this lake gets a little bit deeper. And I'm pretty sure anything you catch is going to be radiated. So, better find a way to cook that without radiation. Oh, I see a mongrel lounging around there. He'll spawn out there a lot of the times. So, I guess that is the finale of my Sanctuary Hill work. I've gotten really quick at building stuff, so you would think this would have taken me a year to do, but actually since I started the game over, it took me about 4 or 5 months consistently. I don't know if that's a long time, but steady every day, just coming in here and adding things. There are a few things I might touch up on, like adding tires in here. There's plenty of tires in this settlement that I can place down, and I can, of course, add some light fixtures in here as well to have more kid settlers, you know, just play around. But yes, it's done. It's finally done. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I'm working on other settlements. My next settlement, I'm pretty far in Red Rocket Station, but it mainly has plots in there. I try to use everything in the game. If anything's there, I try to leave it there and just make use of it. I try to utilize my resources and use anything that was placed in the game originally. You know, if you notice, a lot of these trees could be scrapped. I left the trees. I wanted the trees there. I wanted a little bit of dead life plants in here, you know what I'm saying? And I did ask, oh, sorry. So if any kids or adults want to come here and shoot some hoop, do some one-on-one, they can play, yeah. And there's a tons of workshop contraptions that I have not even used. I haven't even used the Vault-Tec workshop contraptions. I stuck with the basic stuff that you start off in the game. Now, I did pick up a few of the picket fences magazines to be able to unlock some of the things. I do have plants that I can lay down in some of the areas. I just didn't want to in this settlement. There's 30 something other settlements in this game that I will have the ability to do. There is a video, it's a Vault 42 build from School Zone. This guy did such an amazing job, and it's in Grey Garden, so I see the potential of building some kind of settlement on that bridge over in Grey Garden, and we have elevators that we can actually build to reach that bridge, and I think I may do something with it. But hey guys, thanks for checking out my Sanctuary Hill build. Again, it's not the most impressive. This is what I wanted to do with it, and I'm very happy with my work. I'm not going to say it's better than a lot of other settlements, but I can honestly say that it has the amenities. It has the houses for the settlers. It has food, it has water, it has defenses, and it has additional rooming and board for additional settlers in the back, and it's got a recreational area for settlers to be happy. So it's a new chapter in these settlers' lives, and they can build from here. And it's got power. Everything's lit up. All the necessities that a town would need. Minus a grocery store. But that's what we have the garden for, because we're growing everything, you know. And I'm pretty sure if people want to scavenge the Super Duper Mart, they can go in there and grab all the pre-war foods in there and bring it back, you know, to to survive and stuff. But thanks for watching this video. I'm going to actually post this on YouTube. I'm really hoping that a lot of people have enjoyed this tour. It's very simple, and it's different from a lot of other veteran builders. I do consider myself a veteran builder, and this may not show it, but believe me, I've done a lot of the things that other builders do. But Sanctuary is just a very simple small town, so a simple settlement. And yeah, thanks for watching, man. Please share this. I'll post this on youtube.com/user/audioseo, AUDIOSEYO. So subscribe and like my channel. Please let everybody know about this revealing. Again, it took me a few months, 4 to 5 months to complete this. I'm very excited. I'm proud of my work, and I look forward to seeing other players work as well. I'm constantly looking online to see other people's work, and let me tell you, this is nothing compared to theirs, but I like it. I'm very satisfied. That's all I can say. All right, thanks a lot. See you later. Bye, Nora.